If you've ever wanted to make soap out of lye, but you've been terrified about doing it, I'm gonna show you a little trick today on how to make lye soap. Goat milk soap is what we're gonna be making, and make it much safer and less scary. The utensils that you're gonna need to make the goat milk soap: number one, safety glasses. When you're mixing the lye, you're gonna need to wear safety glasses. Good gloves. If you have some good rubber gloves, that's even better than the vinyl gloves. A scale that will weigh in grams and ounces. A few mixing bowls that will tolerate some heat once you mix your soap. If you're going to mix it with multiple different scents or colors, you're gonna need a few mixing bowls. Spatulas, wooden spoon to stir the lye and the goat milk, a good stainless steel bowl to mix your goat milk and your lye. You're also gonna need an immersion blender to blend your oils and your lye mixture when you're finishing up your soap. And some pitchers with some spouts preferably makes pouring the soap much easier. And last but not least, your soap molds. Some people prefer to do the pretty little molds that you can get on Amazon for really cheap. I like to do a combination. These you can get as well. You can pour your soap in here and then you'll cut them up to separate later. You can actually use a muffin pan and put silicone liners in them. You can also use, if you have a silicone loaf pan, you can use that as well. There are cheaper options than buying the molds, but that is what you are gonna have, is something to put your soap in. Now let's talk about the ingredients that you're gonna need in your bar of soap. I've made multiple different recipes. Today we're gonna use one that can actually be used as a shampoo bar plus a body bar. It's kind of an all-in-one. The one I made here is just a plain goat milk soap recipe, which I will attach as well. And the process is basically the same, just some different oils that are being used. You're gonna need an organic, good quality coconut oil, a good quality cold pressed organic castor oil that is hexane free, sodium hydroxide, which is your lye, and you're gonna want it to be a food grade lye. Olive oil. In today's recipe, we're gonna actually be using avocado oil and this giant block of shea butter. This one is the bulk amount that I bought on Amazon. You can buy them by 1 pound, 2 pound amounts on Amazon for cheaper if you're only gonna use it for 1 or 2 recipes. Then let's not forget a really important ingredient: frozen cubes of goat milk. This is the little trick to making the mixture of the lye with the goat milk safer. You can either freeze it in cubes like ice cube trays, or I just froze these in molds. It takes a little bit longer for the lye to melt the frozen goat milk in the bigger cubes. When you use room temperature milk rather than frozen goat milk, the vapor can get really strong. It will heat up that milk really fast, the lye will, and it can cause some really damaging vapors, cause you to cough, burn your nostrils, your lungs. Do not want to get it on your hands or in your eyes or on you at all. This is why using the frozen goat milk is so much safer, because it does not heat up that goat milk as fast as room temperature and put off the bad vapors, and just heat up really fast and scald your milk. Optional things for your soap that you can actually use. You can use herbs. I have some dried lavender here. I have some rose hips and some orange peel. And sometimes I even add coffee to it for a natural exfoliant. You can also add pretty like dried fruits, dried flowers to the top of your soap. I won't be doing that today. We're using this as a shampoo bar as well. I'm not gonna need this, but it is an option to make your soap look prettier. And for the scent, I like scented soap. You can either use essential oils, or I prefer brambleberry scents. For me, they're the best quality, healthier option as far as fragrances. Brambleberry is the place to get your soap fragrances. And mica powder. This is a natural colorant that you can use in your soaps that's not going to be like harsh dyes. It's natural colorant that we use in our soap. First things first, we're going to melt our hard oils, which is going to be our coconut and our shea butter, together over a double burner. It's going to take a little bit longer for the oils to come down on the heat than it will with the lye and the goat milk because of the frozen goat milk. Measure out 6.4 ounces of shea butter and 9.6 ounces of coconut oil, and then we're going to put it in the pan on the double broiler. Using the double broiler will help those oils melt, but not too fast. You're going to melt it down till it's completely melted. Now that our shea butter and our coconut oil are completely melted, I'm going to pour it into this large bowl, and we're going to mix the rest of the oils into it so it can start coming down on the temperature, because we need it close to the same temperature as the lye and the goat milk. Now we're going to add 12.8 ounces of avocado oil. This is the part that I completely messed up. I deleted the audio and redid. This is supposed to be 19.6 ounces of olive oil. Now we need 6.4 ounces of castor oil. Okay, so I'm at 6.5, that's close enough. We're gonna mix our castor oil in with the other oils. We're gonna mix them and check the temperature. One thing I failed to tell you you will need is a thermometer. You can use an infrared thermometer. I've even used a meat thermometer, anything that will check the temperature. So we're at 98.6, which we want our oils under 100. Now that we have all that out of the way, let's go mix some goat milk and some lye. Make sure you have your spoon, your thermometer, and now we're gonna gently, gradually add the lye over the frozen goat milk. You'll notice it immediately starts to melt. Little by little, you're gonna add more lye. If it starts turning an orange color, you need to lay off the lye because it's burning your milk. See how fast it's melting it? Okay, now we have all the lye added. Checking the temperature. We're at 109.7. It's just going to continue to heat up. Then it eventually stops, and then the temperature will start gradually coming down. You're going to want to keep this in a well-ventilated area, preferably outside, until that temperature goes down. We're at 106.5. We're going to continue stirring this and watching the temperature. Once this temperature gets under 100 and your oils have gotten under 100, then we can actually put the lye mixture into the oils. Once our lye mixture and our oils have reached under 100, which this one is under 100 and this one is under 100, they're close to the same temperature, then we're going to put the lye mixture slowly into the oil mixture, and then we're going to use the immersion blender to blend it to trace, which basically means it's mixed well, it's slightly thicker, and you can see it. You can see the mixture that it mixes well. We don't want it super thick because then it's harder to work with. We did bring the lye mixture inside into the air conditioner to come down on the temperature just a little bit, but that was once it was already cooling, so it was safe to bring inside. So now we have our mixture. I was recording so long that my phone actually died, so I had my husband actually do this part of recording. So if it's a little shaky, it's all good. He was holding the phone for me. I'm just going to be adding my color to my soap. It's thickening pretty quick, so I need to hurry. I'm going to do a scarlet red. I'm going to dump it all in here. Probably going to come out pink, but that is okay. And my scent of choice for this recipe, around 2 ounces. If you don't want it quite that stout of a smell, then you're going to do less. It depends on how scented you want, or you can add your essential oils or just leave it unscented. Okay, mixing it. It is starting to thicken, so we need to get it in the mold pretty quick. Once these are in the mold, in 24 hours, you're actually going to take them out. You're going to keep it in a well-ventilated area. If you have the loaf style, you're going to cut the soap. And if you do not have the loaf style and you use just the regular molds, then you're going to take them out of the molds, put them on a rack. A baking rack is perfect, and in a well-ventilated area. And you're going to let these bars of soap cure for 4 to 6 weeks. The longer you leave them, the better quality soap they're going to be. Let's get this in the molds. I'm going to pour it into one of my spouts because it makes it easier pouring it into the molds. I was really struggling keeping the molds from folding in for whatever reason, and I was getting soap in between the wooden area and the silicone part, so we just decided to use the bowl, and my husband helped me pour them in. You're just going to smooth out. You can make designs if you want the tops kind of looking like ripples or whatever you want to do. And you're going to let these dry for about 24 hours till they're good and hard. Take them out. You can slice them up in individual little pieces. You can get the kit on Amazon that you can cut with. It can measure them exact, but you don't have to have it. Or if you have the individual ones, pop them out, put them in a well-ventilated area, let them cure in a cool, dark place for about 4 to 6 weeks. Then you can finally use them. And that is how you make a safer version of goat milk soap.